My first night in Miami. Wow, my first night in Miami. It was, let me just say, it was everything you think it was and more. And I also learned a valuable lesson from it. So I want to share it here with the family. So let's roll my intro and we'll dive right into it. Boom!
Cheers, family.
All right, welcome back, family. Welcome back. It's so good to be back with you. I really enjoy making these videos, and I know most of you enjoy watching them from the comments you leave. And I answer, I read every single comment, and I answer every single comment. So, yeah, if you really want to speak to me, just leave a comment below, and we'll get into it. Usually after these videos, I hang out for a while and we can chop it up. All right, so cheers to you, family. Welcome back. Now, for those of you that have been living under a rock for the last few years and you just stumbled upon this channel, I am Richard Prophet, the last dragon of the watch community. And we're going to get into it. This is not a watch video tonight. I want to talk about my first night in Miami. And I learned a lesson from it, so I just wanted to share it here with the family. It actually happened. We've been in Miami now, I don't know, about a week, 7 days, something like that. But I wanted to talk about my first night, the first night that we got here. It was a little crazy. So, sit back, get something to sip on, get into it. Give me a second, cause something nice tonight. So, our first night in Miami. So we've been wanting to get away. This is the month of February. December, the second half of December and the whole January was terrible for us. It's a long story. I might get the strength to talk about it. I'm not really ready yet, but some close people here already know, but I'm really not ready to talk about it yet, but I might get the strength to talk about it. Anyway, so we decided we needed to get away, right? So as soon as we could, we packed up Cookie and the boys. I packed up Cookie and the boys, and we flew out here to Miami. I have a condo here in downtown, and so we just came out. We're gonna relax, probably stay the whole month of February. I'm thinking about March too, but the thing is, I have my daughter's baby shower is in March, so I gotta go back for that. But after that, I'm thinking about flying back. So we'll see. We'll see about March, but definitely February. The whole February was staying here. Actually, we just got into contract for a deal up in Jacksonville. So yeah, we're gonna leave Miami tomorrow morning. I have to take a deposit check to the title company, and after that, we're gonna shoot up north and inspect the property. Start the inspections. We need a wind mid. We need a property inspection. We need a electrical inspection, and we need the appraisal. Yeah, so I got 10 days to do that. So I got to do my due diligence and get on it. All right, so my first day in Miami. So we get here. We get to Miami, right? Boom. And it's me, Cookie, and the boys, right? So we get an Uber. We get an Uber down to the condo, and it's not late night, but it's, I don't know, like 6, 7 o'clock, something like that, 8 o'clock maybe. So we get in, bring a little profit bag up, a couple book bags. We don't bring much because we have clothes here, so because it's our second home. So boom, we get here. Cookie's hungry, so we say, okay, we're gonna go eat. We're gonna go out to eat. So we take quick showers, change, and we're gonna shoot up to Fort Lauderdale. There's a restaurant on the beach. Some of you Floridians might know it. It's called Aruba. I went there years ago. It was pretty cool. So we're gonna check it out again. So this is the type of restaurant that's right on the beach, and they have dancing. It's usually a live band. It gets real loud, but it's kind of like a mature crowd. It's none of the none of the foolishness that goes on in like a club or something, club type of setting. So this is a restaurant with a mature crowd, and higher end crowd. So we go up to get food, right? Get some dinner, and we park, boom, 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 bam, boom, boom, bam, because we have a vehicle here as well. So we drive up, we park, boom, boom, boom. We sit outside. We want to sit outside on the beach. Okay, boom. We sit outside. We make our order. Oh, before that, once we got to the condo, I gave Cookie her gift. So I bought her a nice big gold bracelet, like really chunky, like, nice. Anyway, so boom. So fast forward. So she's real happy with that anyway. So maybe I'll include a picture of that. But anyway, we're at Aruba in Fort Lauderdale on the beach. If any of you know it, leave a comment below. All right, so we're at Aruba. The waiter comes over, he's a real nice guy. Boom, boom, he's da. Okay, we order our food. We get a couple of drinks. I get a Bahama Mama. Forget what Cookie gets. Whatever. It's my first time with a Bahama Mama, so I'm gonna try it. I'm usually a Scotch man, but I'm driving, so. Get the Bahama Mama, the drinks come right away. Okay, cool. We make our order, the guy, all right. And we're waiting for the food. The waiter comes back, but we're still waiting for the food. Oh yeah, they're making it. I forgot what Cookie ordered, but that takes a while. Some fish. She ordered swordfish or something. Whatever. Okay, it takes a while. All right, no problem. So we say, okay, bring a Caesar salad. Cookie wants a Caesar salad. While we're waiting. Okay, great. Caesar salad comes out. We're waiting for the food. Fast forward, we're there like an hour. No food. Couple of drinks in, Caesar salad, no food. I see the waiter pass by. I say, I get his attention. He comes over. I'm like, look, uh, bring me the check. I'm not, we gotta get out of here. Oh, but let me go find out what happened to your food. Okay. He goes to the back, and people are dancing in there. They're loud. They're drinking wine, whatever. It's kind of like an older crowd, like a mature crowd, like an older crowd. Maybe I don't know. I want to say 50-ish and over. The men are successful, and the women are kind of plasticky, should I say. It's crazy, it's weird, but when I was younger, when you would see a woman with, like cheeks or eyebrows or tight skin or whatever, or, I would not really be into it. But now, I really don't mind it. Hey, I don't know, I'm getting older, I'm getting mature. I don't know what it is, or maybe I'm just getting used to it. But I really don't mind it so much anymore. So anyway, the waiter comes back and he says, "Oh, they was bringing out your fish, and the waiter bumped into somebody on the dance floor, and he dropped it." And I'm like, yeah, okay, but I got a burger, so that was obvious, caca, BS. So I said, look, give me the check. I'm out of here. All right, boom. So he goes, can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you another drink? I'll bring you the check, but can I buy you a drink? And I'm like, no, look, that's fine. I just want the check. Okay. He goes, he comes back with the check. The check was, I don't know, it was a couple of drinks. What was it? 2 drinks and a salad. 2 drinks and a Caesar salad. The check was about $63, something like that. And yeah, it was about $63. So that was without the entrees. So as he's at the table with the check, and I'm pulling out my card, our food comes. The food finally comes while he's there, and he goes, "Look, your food is here." And I'm like, "No, we're leaving already. I'm not hungry anymore." So he goes, "Would you like the food for free? Would you like it on me? Take it on me." I'm like, "No, I don't want the food." And then Cookie says, "Yeah, we'll take it. I'll take mine." And I said, "You know what? All right, I'll take it." So that's how the night starts off. Our dinner is free, so we get a free dinner. That's how the night starts off. So while I'm at the table and he's packing up the food or whatever, another guy runs in. He gets some boxes and a couple of bags. My buddy calls me, and this is a guy that I've known for over 20 years. He lives up in Parkland, right? I've known him over 20 years. We're really tight. We've been through a lot together. He lives up in Parkland, Florida. And he called me. He goes, "Yo, Prophet, you in town?" I said, Yeah. I'm here. I touched down. He goes, "Where you at? We in your hood." And I'm like, "What you mean?" He goes, "I'm in Brickell at a club. Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh man, we up in Fort Lauderdale in Aruba eating." He says, "Okay, so we got a table. I'm here with my wife and her cousin and his girlfriend or whatever. Come down here. We're waiting for you. We got a table. We got the bottles coming, and we're waiting for you." I said, "All right, cool." Boom. So so I tell Cookie, "Look, let's just get out of here, right?" So yeah, whatever. He gives me the check, gives her the food, the packed food, gets my credit card. I leave him a tip because, hey, did he forget to put the order in? Maybe. He gave me that BS line where the guy dropped the swordfish or whatever on the dance floor. Yeah, that was BS. That's fine. But he tried to make it right at the end. He was like, well, he made it right. He was like, just take the food for free. He could have been a douche and took it back or whatever. But he was fine. So I gave him a little tip. It was fine. Nothing crazy, but he straightened it out at the end. So hey, he's just trying to make a living like everybody else. So you know, who am I to crap over? So anyway, we get out of there with our free dinners in the back. So I tell Cookie, listen, these people are here. They're at a club by the house. You want to go down and check it out? It's late now. It's probably about, I don't know, like 1 o'clock or something. She's like, okay. 12:30 maybe, 12:30. She's like, okay. I don't know. You want to go? And I'm like, yeah, okay. We can stop by for a while. Okay, boom. So she goes, stop by the house so I can get a little jack or whatever, because at this time it's a little cool. Like, okay, boom. We get to the house. She puts on a little like a sheer little thing. She changes her shoes too. And I come, what do? I'm already showered, changed, and everything, so I don't do anything. I just, I splash a little cologne on. All right, so we out the door. Boom. We go. So he's in a spot called I don't know. You Miami boys would know the Jungle or something like that. I don't know. It's some club in Brickell, and it's got there's an act there tonight. He's like it's a Spanish club, and it's like an old time like a bachata guy or something. So whatever. It's like I don't know, $60 to get in, the entrance or whatever. So whatever. We get there, find the place. There's valet parking. I missed the spot because I didn't see it, because it's like the valet parking is here, and then the restaurant is in like behind the valet parking. So if you don't know what you're looking for, you can easily miss it. So I passed the valet parking, and Cookie's like, look, that's the parking. So I go, oh man. So I pass by and I make a U-E. And while I make a U-E, right by the place, like a little bit down, there's a parking right almost directly in front of the place. Like, wow, fantastic luck, good luck, boom. So I park the car, I go and I call my boy, I said, yo, we outside. I'm walking to the place. I go to the valet guy. I say, hey, where's the Jungle, whatever? He says, oh, the front entrance is over there, inside the valet, past the valet to there. So I call my boy, I said, yo, I'm walking to the place. He comes out to get long line. There's a long line to the left. He comes out to get me. We go to the right to the front. They have those stupid like velvet ropes. Like, I don't go to clubs anymore. I haven't been to clubs in years, but I remember they still have those stupid velvet ropes. So anyway, I go right to the front. Long line of people waiting. My boy's there waiting for me. He's like, yo, Prophet, come on. We go right to the front, and the girl, like the ticket girl, whatever, she stays like looking at me, and I'm like, she stays looking at me, and I'm like, can we come in? You know, and she goes, okay. Because she's like, now looking back, I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe she got confused because, you know, we bypassed this whole long line of, you know, people waiting. And we just went to the front and said, hey, you know, let me in. So she got confused. So she was like, okay, it's for the two of you is 120. So, okay. Here. So she goes, she opens the little velvet rope, and we walking in. And the whole line, you know, we're walking by the whole line, and everybody's like, I don't know, you know, whatever, man. But there was no way I was waiting on that line. If I had to wait on that line, I would have left. That was hours out there. But anyway, fortunately, my boy was already in. He had a table. He had two or three bottles, and so we just went to the front of the line and went in anyway. So we get in, and there's this big bouncer at the front. oh, okay. And he checks my boy, and he goes in, and then he goes to check me, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Haas. And he's like, yeah, I gotta check you. And then my buddy goes, yeah, Prophet, let him check you. And I said, you don't want to do that, Haas. And he goes, oh, you don't want me to check you? And I was like, nah, that'll be a bad idea because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's like, oh, you can't come in then. And I'm like, what you mean I can't come in? He goes, I got to check you if you want to get in. And then my buddy turns around and tells me. And I'm like, yo, you didn't tell me, you know what I mean? And he's like, okay. And I said, okay, I'll be right back. So I go to the car. Boom. Reading between the lines for the illiterate, all right? For those first timers here, try to read in between the lines. So, take care of business. Go back to the front. The guy he just gives me like a light little, so I still probably would have been good. So, and he goes, go ahead. And I go, and I turn around and I say, yo, my bad, I didn't know. Boom. All right, go ahead, no problem. So we go in, the club now is packed. I'm talking about packed. Like, you gotta walk through like a sea of people. Now this is a totally different crowd from where we were at Aruba. This is like young people, right? Young, beautiful people, right? Everybody's beautiful, in shape. I mean, that's kind of like the mantra of Miami, right? Miami's probably one of the sexiest cities in the world. Everybody's in great shape and everybody's beautiful, right? So we squeeze by and make our way through this sea of beautiful young people. So the bar, so after the big sea of people, the bar is on the right. There's the dance floor, the stage, and after the sea of people is like the VIP area, which is only separated from everybody else by a little velvet rope. It's crazy. So it's crazy. So yeah. So there's a few tables in the VIP area. It's not more than, one, two, I want to say 10, not more than 10, maybe 8 tables in the VIP area. And to get in the VIP area, I think it was, I don't know, like $1,000 minimum. $800, it might have been $800 minimum, something like that. So anyway, yeah, the prices in these Miami clubs are ridiculous. So anyway, my buddy's at the table, so we go to the table, and I sit down. I say hi to everybody. Say hi to his wife. I say hi to his wife's cousin and his, I guess, new girlfriend, because I met him before, but that wasn't his wife. So anyway, we having fun, boom, 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 we drinking. They pour me a drink right away. The funny thing is, they're drinking, they didn't have any scotch at this place. They had whiskey. They had everything else, vodka, whatever you wanted, but they had whiskey, and which one they had was, it was terrible. It was terrible. I don't want to say the name because I don't know, there might be some people that enjoy that one, but to me, I found it friggin' terrible. It's a blended whiskey. It's, my opinion, is friggin' terrible. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you a funny story. in that club is $400 a bottle. I took a picture. I'm not gonna. I might post a picture at the end, but I took a picture of it at a liquor store forget the big one out here, but anyway, the big chain liquor store out here, and it's $31.99. So it's a $32 bottle. Yeah, it's a green bottle. For those that know, it's a green bottle. It's blended whiskey in a green bottle. It's $32 for like the big one. And in this club, they were selling it for $350 plus a $50 service charge. I don't know if that meant tip. I don't know what, but it's $400 in this club. So I don't go out much. I don't go to clubs at all. So I mean, I know I'll go to the cigar shop. I go to restaurants. I go to stuff like this. But like clubs, I don't go to. So I don't know the prices of things. So I found $400 for a $32 bottle of cheap whiskey to be outrageous. Where's the value in that? Not that you can't spend $400 or $500, but you want to spend it on value. There's no value in spending $400 on a $32 bottle of cheap whiskey. Like, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they sustain that business model. Like, who's doing that? Who goes there and does that? Anyway, once in a while, I think it's okay. Get a headache the next day, you just drink a couple of gallons of water, hydrate. So anyway, so on the table there's like 2 bottles of that, the green bottle blended whiskey. They got a bottle of vodka and a bottle of tequila, right? Okay, boom. So they pour me drinks. Yeah, profit. They pour a cookie, a drink. So we drinking, the music's loud, we having fun. My buddy's wife is happy to see Cookie, so they start dancing there on the dance floor. When women get together, and they just having a good time, man. And Cookie's wearing her new bracelet. She's showing her friend. They're like, wow, that's great. Oh, this and that. How much did it cost? That's just a reaction. So. Yeah, anyway, they're just having a great time, and so I'm having a few drinks. I get up. I'm not really a dancer, but I can do a little 2-step when forced to. So we're having a great time. Everybody's having a great time. The act comes on. He's like he used to be really famous. Like, he's an older guy. When I was growing up, he was famous. Maybe like in the 80s, early 90s, he was really rocking. I'm surprised these younger people even knew who he was. But whatever, he came out, he did his set. The people knew the songs, they loved it. They were screaming for him. He's like an older, like a bachata guy. So, it was all Spanish, a Spanish club. It was all Spanish kids. In the VIP area was only older people, right? Like, I would say probably 40 and above, 45 and above, something like that. Because I guess it was expensive, like an $800 minimum, right, to have a table. So I forget, was it 800 or was it 1,000? I don't know. It was something like that. So anyway, but now this area, this VIP area, was, like I said, was only separated by this velvet rope. That's what I wanted to talk about. Like, as I'm sitting, as we're dancing, whenever I get to sit down, and the waitress keeps coming by, can I get you anything else? Can I get you anything else? Yeah, bring about 10 waters, and bring some napkins, I told her. So they come out with some ice cold water bottles and napkins. I'll be honest with you, we go through that whiskey right away, cheap whiskey, we go through it right away. I tell her, okay, bring another bottle. Well, that's why I know how much the bottle cost, because so they had to settle the bill immediately when the bottles came. So when I ordered another bottle, I think this was like the fourth or fifth bottle, whatever, or the third bottle of whiskey. When that bottle came, my buddy told me, "Oh, you got to settle the bill now." I said, "Okay, no problem. Give me a check." And I looked at it, and it was this. So, and now, you tip the lady as well. So, whatever. So anyway, so then I sit down and I'm drinking and looking around, and a lot of crazy stuff is going on. Like, I don't know what it is about Miami. I don't know, something in the air here, something in the water, but there's a lot of things that go on here in Miami that you don't see in New York. You don't see in California. You don't see, you're not gonna see, not even in Fort Lauderdale. It's just Miami. You're gonna see things that you don't see in other places. So let me tell you about it. So like I said, the VIP is only separated by this little velvet rope, from people outside of the VIP area, like the younger people, right? So, and again, the women are gorgeous, beautiful. Young women, they're beautiful. The guys are super handsome. Everybody's in great shape. They might not have any money, but their wealth is their youth. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's real right there. So, anyway, my buddy, so these young people, they dancing, they moving around this, but on the other side of the velvet rope, right? So my buddy's like, take a look at that. And I turn around, and there's this young woman, right? Beautiful girl, with this young guy. And they dancing, they doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And she's kissing him on the dance floor, Again, they're only a foot over the velvet rope on that side. So they're kissing, they're doing their thing on the dance floor. And then he spins her. And my buddy's like, keep looking. I'm like, okay, And he spins her, so I guess he had peeped the whole thing before he told me to look. So anyway, he spins her around, and she spins around, and she goes into another guy's arms, the guy that was standing right there. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, what? And she starts kissing him, and I'm like, so in my mind, I'm like, damn, they're like 2 feet away from me, and this chick is now, kissing some random. Something's gonna pop off in this club. They're 2 feet away from me. You know what I mean? Is in the van, so I'm here. So I'm like, oh man, let's, you know what I mean? Let's just prepare for it might get crazy. 2-3 feet away from me, and my buddy's like, no, you don't understand. And I'm like, yo, just get up and be ready for whatever. He's like, bottles start flying. He's like, no, you don't understand. I'm like, what? He's like, they're all together. What do you mean they're all together? He's like, keep watching. So, I don't know, man. For anybody that lives here in Miami, if you've seen this before, please comment below because I've never seen this before. So apparently this chick, pretty young chick, nice body, boom, bang, boom, natural, of course, natural. She's too young to have anything done. She is with both of these dudes. She is there with both of these dudes, and they both know that, and they're fine with it. So she's dancing with one, kissing him, spins out, gets in the other guy's eye, kisses him, moves around with him, spins out, goes back, they're all hugging. I'm like, what the F is this? And I'm like all confused. I turn to my buddy, he's laughing, the cousin is laughing, and I'm like, And he's like, yeah, that goes on all the time here. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding. And I'm like, I mean, hey, to each his own. And my buddy's like, yeah, that's this young generation here in Miami. That's like a common thing. And I'm like, wow. All right, it's not for me, but whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean? You know. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was one of the things that happened. And yeah, so the night goes on. We finish the bottles. I order another bottle. They're having a great time. The singer goes on. He was good. They had a great time with him. And so I'm sitting down. I'm just trying to mellow out. The girls are dancing. They're having a great time. And I noticed something that. So we're sitting in the VIP section, right? And like I said, it's only separated. Total Wine, that's the name of the spot, Total Wine. It's a big chain out here in Florida, Total Wine. Anybody that lives in Florida will know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, so yeah, that bottle of whiskey that we was paying $400 in the club for is $32 at the store. So anyway, so I'm sitting down, just relaxing, and I'm just kind of like observing. This is what we on tonight. It's not the best, but it was like last minute pick. It was a local little liquor store. This was the only scotch that they had, either that or black. And this is a single malt. This is way better than black. So I only drink black if there's nothing else. So got this, and Glenfiddich, you can't go wrong. So anyway, oh, this is not the green bottle that I'm talking about. All right, this is a million times better. So anyway, so I'm sitting down, and I'm just observing the whole thing, and I start taking pictures of something that kind of like jars me, right? And I'll tell you, I'll include the picture at the end of this video, and I'll tell you what I took a picture of. So we're in the VIP section. Everybody else is not, right? Because there's only like 8 tables, 7, 8 tables in the VIP section. And like I said, it was older people in the VIP section. I mean, it's expensive, especially for younger people. Where you gonna get $1,000, $1,500 to party, on a Friday night. So, but on the other side of the ropes, it's just like 2 feet away, right? So these kids, they dancing, they're spinning, they're laughing. And 2 guys and 1 girl type of scenarios. And I took a picture of, like I'm over here and my buddy's sitting like right next to the rope and right next to the other side of the VIP. So I took a picture of it, and it was crazy that what it represented to me was it was only a thin rope, a couple of feet that separated like us from like the other side. So it was only a thin little line that separated like the people on this side to the people not on this side, the people on the other side. And they kept hitting the rope. The other people, the people on that side, they kept hitting the rope. They would come and they would dance around the rope, And oh, I forgot to mention, there was security posted up by the rope on this side of the rope, right? So it's this side, and then it's the rope. So they would come, they would try to, they kept testing the rope, and the security would be like, back up, back up, back. And he kept testing, but they would still, and they would come and they would test the rope, and it was crazy because I thought, you know what? In their mind, they probably thought, you know what? What's separating us is just this thin rope. We can push them, and we can, and we can push and keep trying to test the boundaries and scream and yell, and we'll knock down the little poles because the velvet rope is just hung on these little poles. We'll knock down the poles, and then we'll just all get over, and then we'll be in the VIP section. And what it represented to me was that these people didn't realize that it wasn't just that rope, that little rope that separated this side from that side, it was actually deeper than that. If you really look at it, not to get, not to get too philosophical with this video, but it was that rope represented to me, what it represented was what we exchanged our youth for, hard work. That rope represented hard work. It represented sacrifice. That rope represented discipline. That rope represented long days, sleepless nights. It represented, starting a side hustle when you're working a job. It represented working 2 jobs and going to college all at the same time. The only time you would sleep is at the red light going to another job. It represented, going without, couldn't go out that night or couldn't go to the movies with your friends because every dollar you had, you wanted to put into your business. It represented, fake friends laughing at you, making fun of you when you said that one day you were gonna do this, you were gonna do that, and you weren't gonna be, in this predicament forever. Because, I myself personally, I don't know anybody else that was on this side of the rope, but I myself personally, and my brother, we come from very humble beginnings. He grew up in foster homes. I grew up, in the '80s in Washington Heights. It was terrible. It's where it was bad. We were rough. It was rough. And you know what's crazy? Anyway, that's a whole nother video, but it was rough, man. So we come from very, I don't know about the cousin, what was his beginnings, but we come from very humble beginnings. And, so that rope represented all of that. It represented that we didn't dance when we were young so that we could sit on this side when we got older. Right? That's what it represented to me. To them, they just probably thought, look at these look at these a-holes. I'll knock down that pole and I'll go stand over there. So because of the way they kept testing the rope and kept testing the security guy, to me it said that they didn't appreciate what the rope meant to us. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Literally it meant keep the F out, right? Stay on that side. But to me that rope represented much more, man. It just reminded me of the sacrifices that I made, that my boy made, that probably everybody on that side made to be able to go out and spend a couple of grand. Well, each man probably spent a couple grand, and not really. You think, oh man, how much did I spend last night? But it's not like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to pay the rent. It's like, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, we had a good time, ha ha ha, and laugh it off, But what was the trade-off? What was the trade-off? Yeah, because so I just wanted to share that here with the family. I wanted to know if anybody else ever felt that way. I'm like what they call hypervisual. I see everything, and I study people a lot, and I try to observe everything around me and see what's going on and how people react to things. So I just felt like those people on the other side, they didn't appreciate what we gave up to be on this side, And it's not like, you spend $200, $300, $3,500 in a night, that it's not gonna hurt you at all, but there was no value there. There really was no value in the product they were selling you for that kind of money, because again, that's a $32 bottle of whiskey, cheap whiskey. I had such a hangover the next day. Maybe a $20 bottle of vodka that is selling you for $350, $400. But to me, the lesson was worth the money. The experience, that rope, that velvet rope, to me represented sacrifice. And it's funny, in my buddy's eyes, when I looked at him, and he was sitting next to that rope and he was looking down, that's when I snapped the picture. I'll include it at the end of the video here. I don't know. I think he felt the same way, man. We didn't talk about it, but I think we were on the same wave. I think he felt the same way, and he appreciated, as I did. I mean, do I feel like maybe I could have enjoyed more of my youth? Sure, sure. But I appreciated that I was on this side of the room. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet. The last dragon of the watch community. I mean, unless you got like bad credit and own no real estate, you don't know who I am by now. So this is the Prophet Rolex and Real Estate channel. If you just happen to hit this channel, you don't know what we do. Every Sunday night, we talk Rolex and our affinity for Rolex watches, our penchant for Rolex watches, our love for Rolex watches. And throughout the week, I might sprinkle in real estate and some you know, just some spiritual type of videos like this here. So I'm gonna hang out a few minutes after this video. Anybody that leaves a comment below, if you want to talk to me, if you want to talk about it, if you felt the same way, if you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment below, and I would love to discuss it, man, because I really felt some kind of way, and actually it felt good to be on this side of the road. All right, I'm your host, Richard Prophet, and thanks for watching. See you on Sunday. Your boy is back in the city. Your boy is back in Magic City. Ha ha! Cheers, family.